All right, President Trump slamming stalled trade talks with Canada. The president tweeting, "We shouldn't have to buy our friends with bad trade deals and free military protection." And while some criticize the approach, shouldn't President Trump be praised for his tough talk? Here to react is Dr. Sebastian Gorka. He's a Fox News national security strategist and former deputy assistant to President Trump. Dr. Gorka, happy Labor Day to you.
And to you, Griff.
What do you make? All of a sudden, people are piling on. Look, we elected a businessman for good business deals. Now we have NAFTA holding a tough line on Canada. The New York Times saying a bogus deal on NAFTA. What do you make of it?
I think people have to remember that there's a reason America elected a person who'd never been a politician before. The elections of 2016 are what I call the revenge of common sense. How is it that you can have a country like, just two examples, Griff. You have a country like Canada that says it's our friend and is an ally, member of NATO. One example, it has a tariff on our dairy products that's almost 300%. Is that what friends do to each other? Or take the EU. We've been protecting Europe since NATO was created in 1949. And when we want to import a car into the European Union, they put a tax on that that's almost 4 times what we put on European vehicles coming into the United States. Is that what friends do? No. The president has come along and he's just said, this is wrong. We need to fix it. And in his recent tweet, he said, we have to stop decades of abuse. And it's about time, and he's absolutely right.
I want to turn, Dr. Gorka, to one other story, and that is the funding for Pakistan, the DOD, $500 million pulled by Congress in March. The administration saying they're going to cancel $300 million. What do you make of that situation?
Well, I was inside that issue as a DOD employee. I spent 6 years as a professor inside the Department of Defense teaching our friends, our partners, and our allies. And it was a problem back then. We were paying Pakistani officers to come to the United States to be taught in our institutions. And these people, in many cases, were not our friends. They were sympathetic to the jihadists. You look at the history of Pakistan with groups like the Taliban. This is not again, if you want to be our friend, behave like our friend. If you're playing footsie with the bad guys under the table, don't expect us to pay your rent check.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about NATO and our friends. The president threatening to withdraw if our allies do not pay up. These are the countries that met NATO's 2% target in 2017. It is a pathetic list. The U.S., of course, Greece, the U.K., and Estonia. Look, these are the countries, by the way, expected to meet NATO's target in 2018, Greece, UK, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Romania. Is it your sense that the president should hold this line to threaten to withdraw?
Would you be a member, Griff, of a club? Would you join a club where 80% of the members don't pay their dues and you are expected to foot the bill for their membership? Of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't stay in that club. You'd either leave the club or you'd say, come on, guys, if you value this club, let's pay all of us together our fair dues. How is that not common sense? How is that not the right thing to do? Yet again, the president applying business sense, applying common sense, always in the interests of the American people and the taxpayer.
Dr. Sebastian Gorka, you put it very clearly. Sounds like a bad deal to me. It'll be fascinating to see what the president does, and particularly how NAFTA plays out. A lot at stake here. Thank you very much. Have a happy Labor Day.